Hello everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop and see what's out there. And man, you guys have just been building and building and building. There's so many cool things. So I picked some, and at the very end of this video, update on that Mark TBM, or that tunnel boring miner thing I was building. I'll show you that. I took a lot of comments on that and made some changes from when I showed it last. So to start with here, we've got this really cool SV miner, HM1 Miner for Reforged Eden, and this is by Ente. And again, very, very detailed looking ship. I was kind of counting the mining drills on here, and it's got quite a lot of them. I think looks like we're running, I'm guessing 12, unless I'm mistaking some of these miners here for something else. But definitely a lot of mining drills going on here. I like the shielding up here, and of course all the rust and things going on. Just if you take a look at the hull, just everything is very very detailed. It's got some big thrust power going on here too, and we got a long-range radar. This is again for Reforged Eden specifically. All the creations I'm looking at were either not for either or for Reforged Eden, so this is pretty much a Reforged Eden video. There's one ship though that is requires an advanced score. I'll talk about that when I get to it there, but yeah, this thing looks just stellar again. Loving the detail on it everywhere. I mean, just how you can see the generators through the hull and like kind of supported, and the piping and the O2 tanks, and the color changes and the rust and the texture, changes everywhere. Different colored pipes on here. It's really hitting it with the detail. I gotta get in this guy here too. Let's see how you do that on this one. It kind of looks like you actually walk in here. Yeah, I think so. I think you kind of jump right up on this gun here, and there's a force field over here, and then there's that door that will. Oh, look how that works. The whole mechanism here kind of like closes up. So it's got two ramps, and then like a louvered door, two louvered doors over there. So that just opens up the interior. It's got two pilot seats in here too. This is pretty interesting. And then a fridge kind of right in the back there. Looks like we got some storage controllers here, ammunition and harvest. Just take a look at what these got in them here. So we got 30,000 on harvest. That's pretty good. Well, 30,000, a little bit over 30,000. And ammo, we got a little over 1,500, which is totally fine. So as in guns here, looks like we've got a couple plasma cannons on the bottom. We got a standard turret or minigun turret on the top over there. See if we have any other weapons. That looks like about it from what I can tell. Really low profile too, so it kind of looks like it might be able to pull off mining into like boring into things. I'm not so sure on this part right here, but maybe that works. And there's an update on my own ship trying to do similar function as this too, and I could get away with a little bit more than I thought I could. So I'll get to that. But anyway, this is a really cool looking creation here. Again, very, very detailed. Let's take a look at what this is all about here. So we got a 4-hour and 12-minute build time. It is going to require some estrium and zirconium. A lot of that has to do with the thrusters and the drills. We'll need some of this other stuff too because of the laser drills, which my own creation needs that too. So aluminum powder, platinum, advanced upgrade kit. So let's see, what else do we got here? Thrust power. 100 ms lift, 88 forward, 80 backwards, 79 strafing, 67 down. So it looks like it's got a lot of lift thrust. What is the hull material made out of here? So we got carbon composite in places. Just gonna take a cargo extensions. So it looks like it's a very lightweight design here. It's going to be shield dependent. Speaking of that, one thing I'm now that I started diving into some of the newer parts a little bit with this new miner that I was building, one thing that it's a little unclear to me is how do you calculate your shield stats? Because there's obviously there's capacitors and there's different parts that will change their charge rate or their shield capacity as a whole, and I don't know exactly how to view that information, if there is any place to view that information as. Now, all I can really tell you is if it's got a shield or doesn't have a shield. Typically, I guess maybe a deep dive into here. Maybe there's some parts that are listed, because yeah, I don't know if this has any. You know, if it's just a shield. Does it have a shield? I was sure this has a shield. Generator. So we got four advanced generators and one small generator in here. Core systems, cockpit, okay, hangar, harvest. Harvest would be our laser drills, and we did have. Oh, we got 2 multi-tools in here. Okay, so we got 10 laser drills and 2 industrial multi-tools. That makes sense. So this is for salvaging. So this does both salvaging and your mining. Again, I just don't know how to tell much with a shield. Would that be in the defense? Oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Okay, so we got a heavy shield generator, and we have 2 small shield capacitors and 1 charger on here. Okay, so from what I gather, by working on my own thing here, a standard shield, heavy shield for SV has 1,500 shield hit points, I guess you could say. Each capacitor raises that by 500, so that would bring it up to 2,500. The charger would actually reduce that by a little bit, but increase its charge rate. But both of these decrease the charge rate a little bit, so this kind of counterbalances that, I believe. And you're going to have a shield with basically 2,500 hit points instead of the 1,500 that the heavy shield has, if I explained that correctly. Now I'm just trying to figure this out my own way, and not really looking at all the huge details and stuff. Just stuff I've been learning from looking at the newer Reforged Eden parts. But anyway, I got to say again, very very cool creation by Ente. Detailed as always, really cool shaping. Just every little speck and detail or into these creations are just as nice looking as you can get them. So you can tell everything's really been worked on them. With the colors and the textures and the shaping and the block work and the detail and the deco parts and you name it, everything. And really cool entry system on this too. Very unique. At first I was like, how do you get in there? But yeah, that kind of opens right up, and it's a really different method to get in the ship, and it kind of works out because so many of these parts are really hot, and you got these big thrusters in here, which make it really hard to have an interior and not fry somebody, because there's so many hot parts now, especially on a small creation. Anyway, very very cool creation here again by Ente. I think we looked at the storage already. Had 30k, a little over 30k harvest storage, a little over 1,500 ammo storage. So next on the list here, we've got this really cool looking bee. I got to take a look at this a little bit more. So this is the RE Copper Jacket by Raccoona. And yeah, I noticed this on the spotlight this morning, and I just thought this looked very, very unusual. Cool. I love how this body was done in the colors of the black and orange, and then it's got the wings on there too. It's just kind of a cool shape. And it lands too. I was looking at this, and I'm like, I wonder how this one's gonna land. And actually, it landed pretty easily. So got that on the ground nicely. Look at this, just very very artistic creation here for sure. Yeah, it might work all right too. I don't know. I mean, it's a different shape than you're used to. It would obviously have trouble fitting in a lot of hangars, I think, because of its height. But you can make some hangars that can fit this kind of thing too. Cool method on how these wings were done too. So you actually came up with this this kind of diamond-shaped angled pattern there with using the wing parts, which is pretty cool. Makes a nice looking bee wings on here. So yeah, some other the reverse thrust and the yeah, interesting creation. I kind of dig that. I imagine, I don't think you can get in it, sort of getting in the cockpit. So you would, if you got a something, you should be able to jetpack up to here, I think, and hop in this thing and fly it around. And this is a Reforged Eden creation as well. Again, nicely detailed too. But yeah, that the way the hull was done with these alternate, these wedge blocks that are kind of alternated out, and they kind of change a little bit as it goes. I do definitely like that. And then this whole setup down over here. I'm seeing a missing color. I find the same thing on my creations too. I hate that. It's like you do everything, you think you got it all, and then there's that one thing, for whatever reason, you overlooked it. Like maybe this was just a reflection of the light, and you didn't notice it when you're kind of like looking at it. But yeah. Oh, this is cool. This is definitely. I like to see this kind of thing. I like to see the creativity of people. Just like, I want to make this weird vertical, like, bee gunship, and it's just like, yeah, okay, you can do that. You can do anything you want. You can build anything you want. That's what a building game is all about. So taking a look at specs here. General specs here. So we got 47 lift thrust, 33 forward, 24 down, 14 strafing, and 25 reverse. 3 hour and 31 minute build time. Again, it's going to use some estrium and zirconium, probably the thrusters, maybe some of the guns on here. And it's, I didn't look at the CPU on the last one. That's what I missed. I knew I felt like I missed something. It was the CPU. So this one is obviously CPU compliant with Reforged Eden as well. Looks like you got nearly 10,000 free CPU before you would need to add any more CPU extenders or anything like that. So yeah, it's got room for some upgrade parts and things like that. We've got looks like we've got 3 rocket launchers mounted in there. We've got 4 GATs, and then we got 4 laser cannons. And we've got looks like a couple of these minigun turrets, a couple of these I believe these are laser turrets, right? Yeah, laser turrets. And yeah. Oh, and then the core's right there too. I didn't even notice that before. It's kind of neat. Behind the armored glass. So obviously, using the armored glass on SV, that's gonna force it to be Reforged Eden right off the gates. But yeah, Reforged Eden offers at this point in time a lot more parts and options when you're building, and it's kind of tough to not want to use any of those. But when you do, then you're going to kind of force your creation to be Reforged Eden and not work in vanilla with those new parts. So yeah, I mean, there's trade-offs. However, I mean, most of the time, at this point, I'm pretty much just interested in playing the Reforged Eden version, which has all the updates and all the more content and stuff. And it's a little more difficult, I do believe, but yeah, there's a lot more to it, and it's just a bigger game. So yeah, I can definitely see that. And speaking of that, I just wanted to quickly take a look at the CPU on this one. So this is a tier 4 creation, and it hits it nicely. It uses like right up to the limit of 60K on the HM1 Miner by Ente here. Sorry about that. I didn't show that before, but I just kind of assumed it was going to be CPU compliant, especially when it says RE right in the name. Same idea with this one here. So again, this is the Copper Jacket by Raccoona. Really cool build. Love it. Looks unique, and looks like it would actually work in game, for a gunship type of creation. Yeah, only side effect to the design would be a little difficult to fit in a lot of hangars, but you can land it on landing pads too, and you can make a hangar big enough to fit this. So it all depends on the creation. So next year we got something pretty big here. This big CV, and it's yeah, pretty crazy here. So this is kind of a gunship utility. Looks like it's got a hangar and all kinds of stuff here. This is the PKC Valestine 2.0 by Nemesis. And I was just kind of like checking this out. I like how it lands. It's got kind of looks pretty supportive, like it would actually work in the real world. So you got kind of like this front big section over here that has its own like landing gear, and then archway here. Then you got some big landing gear in the back here, or a lot more landing gear, I'd say. Some pretty good forward thrust. But just take a look at the hull material here. It looks like we're running steel. Oh no, we got mixed hull here. So we got hardened steel in this section. See what's going on up front. Then we got combat steel over here. So yeah, so it's running multiple materials depending on you know, what's going on here. So to try to keep the weight down and to keep the areas that need to be tougher, you know, with your heavier build materials like combat steel and whatnot. So yeah, a whole lot of turrets and stuff on the front. So obviously this one looks like a definitely a front fighter. Meaning, so you'd really want to get your nose into range of what you're targeting and let it do its work, while also shooting some fixed weapons at it. Over here with all these advanced laser cannons. Wow, those are shield killers there. This is yeah, so take down the shields, let the turrets do their work, and take down the enemy. Oh yeah, well, then we got some artillery cannons over here to the side, kind of back more, which is great for keeping them protected, because the AI will typically be concerned about all these turrets here and be shooting at those, while these are shooting and doing some serious damage in the back area there. And we've got some more turrets and defenses in other places here on the top and bottom, probably just general drone coverage and things like that. Yeah, really cool, really cool. These big kind of like wing extensions here, which got a bunch of your thrusters mounted in there, and some more thrusters over here, and we got a big hangar here too. Nice. I like this this top area here. Let me put away this. So we got our bridge, and that kind of overlooks the front battle rig, which is up over here. Yeah, very, very cool. So here, let me hop in this thing here a minute, and so we got a nice, decent-sized hangar in the back here, easy to park something into, some utility boxes, O2 and things like that in the area. Looks like the only way to go here is up. So hop in here, and we've got pretty large space over here. Oh, this is part of the top hangar with the big double doors. So yeah, I can see why you would have a lot of open area here to park in SVs or small CVs, or well, this day and time you can even maneuver a tank in space and park it in here if you wanted to as well. So you got some options. Yeah, so we got a looks like a central elevator here. Now, let me just stay on this floor right now and check this out. Let me try the lighting thing here in a second. And yeah, so we're lit up. We've got typically white lighting going on in this area at least. So what's through the door here? This looks interesting. Oh wow. Yeah, so we got this big I don't know, kind of control area. Well, I don't know. It's got like a medical device and some of these, and a lot of different function utility here. We've got some main function here. We got a clone chamber and a medical bay right as you walk through the door, and that doesn't go the same way I just came. So very cool. I like this like catwalk above here too. It looks like these would be I guess, like, you know, gear suits, armor suits for the you know, like a military crew or something like that would go down to the planet and do some tactics or something like that. Oh, and then we got a nice crafting area over here too. So yeah, it looks like got a whole bunch of storage bays right next to looks like advanced constructors, and then we got cooking in the middle here. Yeah, nicely laid out section here. Got a armor repair and a couple armor lockers, storage boxes. Yeah, this is cool. I like the ceiling. I like how the lights go on there. So it's so far everything has like a white lighting theme, and it works with that. It does. So nice and open, clean. Um, yeah, we'll look at the storage here in a bit. Got some ammo box over there too. Interesting. So yeah, we got this dude over here. He's always, you got to watch him. He was accused of cheating a couple times before. He was doing some things, and there's a card that fell on the floor, and he just assumed it was his card. Long story that I just made up. uh, so let's see what we got going on up here. Oh, big farming section here. Nice. So yeah, quite a lot of grow plots here. Uh, math escapes me, arithmetic. But yeah, we can look at the grow plots and the stats here if I remember. But it does have a nice growing section here. It looks clean and again organized here. Just kind of going through the ship here, checking out these various rooms here. I like the crew quarter here with the window looking outside. Nice, nice. And we got an elevator going down here to oh yeah, another like a crew room. This time with like a couch and stuff in here, and a bed. All right. So and just to see if there's anything. Okay, so we got a crew area about the same on the other side. Okay. So we got places for our peoples. Let me. Okay, so this is as far to the front of the ship as I can get this direction. Let me go back this way, through this door, and then through this middle door here, which did lead to a different area. So it looks like we've got some RCS in this one here too. Fuel tanks. Are these putting out the heat? Yeah, they are. A little bit. 2.8 rads, aren't they? Just curious about that on CVs. So we got a gravity generator, and then it looks like, oh, let me get in this area. It looks like we've got a alternative way in the ship here too, a boating ramp that was kind of tucked away on the bottom side there. Then in here, this looks like a hot room, and yes, it is. So here's our generators and our warp core. Nice. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Interesting. Yeah, with the texture there too. It looks like the whole thing. It looks like it's like lava or something. I don't know. It's interesting look. Pretty cool. We got our shield back over here. Nice, nice. And the main core. Where are these blocks? Are these? Okay, these are combat steel in here too. Okay, I was just seeing that. Nice. Oh, that's kind of cool. So you got the glass windows here, and then it's using that one particular texture that I don't think I've ever used this texture ever. Because I always use the spray-on like decals, you know, for the caution things when I want them. But yeah, that actually kind of works for this. It makes that nice caution thing right around the trim of the fancy glass, I like to call it, the armored glass. And yeah, our CPU core blocks in here. Now this one was said that it needs an advanced core to work. So it wasn't trying to be necessarily vanilla or Reforged Eden necessarily, probably more vanilla, but it did say that it did need an advanced core. So anyway, let's take a look at some specs here on this guy. So yeah, I can see that here. Well, actually, you know, in vanilla, yeah, this is nothing big deal on CPU. So this would work in vanilla right away, I think, with your 4 advanced cores, because that brings you to 10 million CPU. This isn't using even close to that. If the numbers translate properly into Reforged Eden, that is. So we've got a 26-hour and 45-minute build time. Uses quite a bit of estrium and zirconium on this build, so a little shy of 7,500. Size class 7, 6 generators, 33 fuel tanks. We got 17 MS lift, 12 strafing, 37 forward, 21 backwards, and 17 down. Quite a barrage of weapons on here, and that, yeah, laser turrets and combination of a lot of stuff. And I would say its primary function would be, well, it's kind of like utility slash combat. So it's meant to get in some real fights, but you can also do your farming, do your crafting, store store your vehicles and things like that in here, and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, the CPU. Since I'm showing this in Reforged Eden, this would probably come out correctly in vanilla. For some reason, on the description, I read that it needs an advanced core. Maybe that's true. I can't say for sure. I'd have to bring it into vanilla to really see if that's true. If it does need that advanced core or not. Storage on here. Let's see what we've got. So we've got a container controller at 48K. Well, yeah, I'm looking at the right ship. Yeah, the Nemesis. Yeah, or the Valestine. Okay. So we've got a bunch of controllers here. So we've got looks like 6 over here that are. Yeah, that is something I would like to see in the game too. Not to mention, to see what's up with the shields. That would be neat. Stat wise, like what is your total what is the total power your shield's drawing? What is the total capacity, and what is the recharge rate after, because there's more than one part now. That would be really nice information to just be able to look at it at a glance. I mean, you can determine it by obviously going into the P menu, looking at the devices, figuring out what's in there, and doing all the adding up in your head, and figure out what its end specs are. But it would be a nice little utility function somehow. I don't know if that can be done or not by the Reforged Eden creators, to actually tell you what those specs are somehow. That would be good information to know. So then you could say, hey, this shield's got, like 90,000 hit points and it recharges at this rate. It'd be kind of neat to know that. So we at least got 6 320K controllers here. We got an ammo controller. That's another. That'll be our 7th. And yeah, we got some. These are containers. So we got a harvest controller. That's at 31K. Yeah, there's a lot in here to try to figure out with storage. I can say it's got quite a lot of storage on it. I'm guessing. I've seen 7 320s so far, but I wouldn't doubt if I'm missing something in here. But at least 7 320K controllers. And we do have like an ammo box in here too, which is kind of like, I don't know, backup. Then a container controller. That's a 4800 there. So yeah, a lot of storage, a lot of boxes, a lot of places to put your stuff. Yeah, very cool ship. Big one. Size class. Oh, did I look at that already? I thought I did. But yeah, size class 7. Unlock level 25 on this one, which is kind of expected. It's it's a big end game ship, for sure. Very cool though. Looks like it would do the job. Definitely. I'm just curious. I have a feeling. So you could only go so far up in the inside of the ship. I'm gonna fly through the hull real quick. I just wanted to see how far forward you actually did get. So this would be your most forward spot, I believe. And then beyond that, looks like we've got some open layers here in combat steel as part of its defense there. And then if this wall were to fall, it's just there's nothing really here but fluff. The way this is set up, it kind of is like a wall, even though you can walk up or down this way because it's not on the same floor as this. It kind of makes more areas there for defense before it gets further back into the ship, and then it's layered off again before it gets there. So even if this whole area of the ship, farms included, were destroyed, the ship should remain functional. It'd kind of suck if everything got destroyed, but that would be one heck of a fight, wouldn't it? Very cool though, very cool. So next here, we've got this little guy over here, and this is the W Pagalon, and this is by Stan 2112, and this is a little SB miner. That's cool. That's cool. So this is a mechanical drill miner. I like the general look of it, and it's got an interior cockpit on this too, which is pretty cool. So I'm just taking a look at the mining drill spread. It looks like a nice layout here. So it's running 6 mechanical mining drills, a couple GATs, a couple minigun turrets on the top here. Cool looking theme and colors and textures and everything. It's kind of got that kind of a weird looking. I like it though. It looks kind of authentic. A different tone of color. Kind of a bit rusty looking. Again. Oh, we have no juice going on here. Oh yeah, fill you up. There we go. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's cool. We got some texture lights here too. So we like red and green texture lights here. For some reason they don't seem to be on. I'll have to go to nightlight and look at this too. Yeah, nice layout. Everything's really tight. I'm curious how this does with the drilling. Are these drills gonna be huh? The thruster actually sits out past the drill by a block. It might work though. I think they have some fluctuation there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Definitely like the looks of it. And a small compact package here too, so it kind of lands this way with one of those kind of landing gear. And we got our door back over here. Then you hop in the interior. We've got a shield on here too. Detector. Looks like a harvest controller with a little over 15K storage there. And med. And we're gonna have ammo somewhere too, I gotta assume. I'll look at that. Yes. Oh, no, that's drone hats there. Oh, drone hats. Very nice. Oh, there we go. Probably just had to reset it. Sometimes when you spawn these in, you gotta hit them once before they start kicking in. Taxitite constructor over here, which is off right now. I wonder if there's a. Let me check the P menu options in here. So we got spotlights. So yeah, we can turn those on a second. I think I turned those off originally. Just looking for an ammo controller somewhere here. I can check it in stats too. I was just curious if I had access to it right from the inside. And this is off too. We turn on our constructor. Well, tell you what, they had F4, and we will take a look at this guy here. Oh yeah, okay, so we do have an ammo controller. It's got 1,000 in it. I didn't see it from the inside yet, and I'm probably just missing. I'm probably overlooking it. Harvest controller at 1,500, which is great. Couple storage boxes and a fridge as well. Nice little package. Definitely doesn't do warp, but yeah, you can't expect to get fit a giant warp drive in a very small creation like this either. That would be a little bit too much to do there. So let's take a look at some specs here. Hour and 54-minute build time, not bad at all. It's gonna have very light usage on the Estrium and Zacosium. Unlock level 15. Thrust speed looking pretty good. You have 68 lift, 68 forward, 26 strafing, 68 reverse, which is important for a miner that I've recently learned. Well, I kind of knew it, but yeah, it was brought to my attention again. And 47 down thrust on here, 6 fuel tanks. CPU pretty light. So 25,000 CPU creation. I guess I would put that in. Let's see. Tier 1 is like 6,000. Tier 2 is like 12,000, something like that. So I would say the Tier 3. If I were to kind of like try to break down what the Reforged Eden CPU numbers would fit. Actually, it feels to me like Reforged Eden, since there's so many different increments you could actually do. There could be more tiers, but I would just kind of ballpark put this at a Tier 3 because of the 25,000. I think it would be over the. I think you get 12,000 from just adding a basic CPU block. So this might have a couple improved CPU cores in here as well. In fact, core systems, yes, 1 basic, 2 improved, and your main core. So very nice. Yeah, looks affordable and very useful. And then also a shield in here. Is this a heavy shield or a regular shield? Standard shield. Okay, standard shield. Makes sense. Makes sense. If you ran the heavy, yeah, you'd probably need to jump the CPU up another notch, and who knows, maybe more generators and all that stuff. Everything kind of, you gotta accommodate those parts any way you can. So again, the SSW Pagalon. Pangolin? Pangolin? I don't know if I'm saying this correctly. I ought to get one of those Alexa things, and so I can ask questions all the time. That'd be kind of cool. Anyway, very, very cool creation again here by Stan 2112. So next here we've got this another big ship, and this one it looks really cool. This is a little bit older, not old. I mean, like a little bit older right now. It's like a month. And this is the Harfang by Willie H. That's a cool looking ship too. It's got some design characteristics of another author that I was familiar with. And when I spawned this too, I was like, huh, this looks it looks familiar, but it's different. It's like it's really cool though. I dig the hull shape on this a lot. I just think it's just a neat looking ship. Well, very well armed, by the way, too. This thing's got guns and turrets and stuff everywhere, and just really slick looking design on here, and definitely a combat oriented ship. So it looks like we're running some hardcore Xeno here, and we got some very recessed reverse thrust in the center section here, and some very recessed, looks like artillery launchers back over there too. Quite a few of them, actually 10 of them on the front. That's kind of neat. That recessing them like that, I imagine, would keep that stuff a lot safer, and you're also not like blocking parts and stuff like that. So everything's got like a line of sight on those fixed weapons. Cool looking. I like the cut-ins here on the hull. Nice looking strafing thruster setup here. I like that all these trim blocks, or these thin blocks, are kind of making up a formation around there. That looks very cool. Then we got some more reverse thrust over here in the back. I was kind of curious about that. So it's got, yeah, that's not all of it. This is a big heavy ship though, so it's going to need a lot of thrust. And I like the matching thruster setup here versus the one in the front, kind of uniform on the body. Cool looking back setup here too. And we got some lift thrusters, of course more turrets. This one's got a lot of turrets on it. Oh, and look at this really cool looking forward thrust setup here. Yeah, that's like right out of Star Wars there, like just a bunch of thrusters kind of thrown in there in a big array to make some serious thrust power. And then some of these aren't even real thrusters. They're just kind of meant to look like a thruster. That's cool. That is very slick. No, it's a really cool looking creation here. I haven't even been to the top side of it yet either. I'm just kind of looking at the hull sides there. Oh, a nice landing pad back over here. And it looks like we got an access door into the ship there. Oh, look at all the stuff that's going on here. I like this big indentation going through the center. Oh, and that's where the bridge is. Yeah, cool looking glass here. You can kind of overlook over all this area here. All the way to the front. Yeah. Very, very cool. Nice looking hull design there. And yeah, I'm definitely seeing like a little bit of fluctuation in the texturing, but a lot of block work going on here to make all this happen. Which is definitely nice. So we got no hangar door on the back. That's all thrusters. Interesting. So our hangar doors are over here on the side, and then we got a landing pad on the top. And this is definitely, by looking at it too, I'd orient this, put this as more of a combat vessel, but it looks like it's going to probably do everything too. Your main endgame ship kind of thing. So yeah, nice looking hangar. I like all these, like how the hangar floor is done. It's got all these like compartments like down under the floor here. A lot of texturing going on. Let's do the light thing here a second. So we got a kind of more of a gray lit ship, at least in this section. I like the ceiling, I like the black and white changes and all the block work going on there. So yeah, floors and ceiling, and then it looks like we've got our some production, or maybe not production. Got some cargo boxes and some controllers in here. Let's see, we got an engineering section. Oh, so we got some thruster access going on over here. Nice. And probably the same on the other side. And then we got a big generator, a couple big generators up top there. Yeah, this looks really nice. Like these, like how some of these texture lights are looking here too, with the different shininess on the materials here. Or the it's just yeah, I know it's just gray and metal and stuff like that, but it can look really neat if you get it in the right light. So over here we got a sick bay. Yeah, nice. Looks like we got all our medical equipment in here, and a person to help you out as well. Nice. Clone chamber in here. Not sure if that should be a clone chamber or it should be a medical bay there, but it does have all the extra parts here too. Gravity generator through the window there. Nice. We got our bridge, elevator. So no door on the other side, so we got a little ASIM stuff going on here too. Nice. And yeah, very cool. So let's I'll come back to the elevator. Let's go to the bridge. So okay, so it looks like we've got okay, we got a pilot seat here. So this must be the secure bridge. So you got your first person bridge probably up on top, where behind the glass where we've seen it, and then you got this one. Interesting that we have force fields around the elevator door here to keeping this airtight, separate air. It's a different way to do it. It's pretty cool. You barely even notice that too. There's like this little force field emitters right along the four edges here. Nice setup, and a little bit of lighting color change here too. So let's go up. So this. So I'm getting all over the place. It said bridge, but okay, bridge is on floor 3 on the main bridge. Yeah, that was the secure bridge. So we've got our a farming section over here to the one side. So it looks like 18 grow plots. Easier to count. And kind of overlooking the medical area there. And then we got going. Ooh, look at this forward engineering area. So this looks really cool. So we got all these fuel tanks on the side here. Nice formation. No oxygen beyond this point. That's kind of cool. Oh, look at this. So oxygen-free thruster zone. Oh, that's yeah, I like this. I love this catwalk with the lights below it and stuff. That looks really cool. These yeah, some Xeno. Looks like we got a Xeno reinforcing wall here too before you get to this area. Yeah, cool looking engineering room. Definitely. Like the light changes and the catwalks that are getting around and the pipes and all the stuff going on in here. That is cool. And it looks like we got some upper catwalks here too. Oh, an elevator getting you back down. Oh, this is like side rooms off from here too. Wow, there's a lot of engineering. It's got that same look and theme to it, which is really cool looking. Getting a little lost here. Let's go back up and take the catwalk out of here. All right. So yeah, neat. No oxygen zone too. I kind of like that. I mean, I guess you don't need to have. I mean, maybe the author could have put oxygen in there, or maybe not. Maybe there's parts that would cause it not to be tight, oxygen tight. But you know, it's a certain option, and it's kind of neat actually to see a big sign like that. If you weren't warned about it, that would kind of stink. But you know, when you see that, you know, hey, this is an oxygen-free zone, and I definitely like how that works out. So so now we're to another floor here. So we got let's see, this is pilot and officer quarters. Okay, so yes, you definitely have to have your crew room area. Some overlooking area over the farm. I didn't even notice that when I was down in the farm. Oh, Oh, check it out. That's so cool. I haven't seen this one done before. Space Invaders. Yeah, yeah. That's cool. It's animated too. Love that. Yeah, maybe it's this guy. He's playing that up on the big screen there. That's slick. Yeah, just watching it work. Very cool. Very cool. Haven't. Yeah, again, that's just something new. I have not seen an arcade game like that done before, especially with animation and everything. That is very slick. Nice crew area here, and then we got a lot of beds. Nice. And we got our officers' quarters here. Oh, I got the fancy floor and the bookshelf and the big bed, and the nice outside window and the couch. Yep. Officers get treated nice, and we got another officer room over here. Okay, nice. And then it looks like we are to the front, overlooking that front engineering area behind some armored glass. A lot of Xeno on the ceiling here too. And where are we going now? I think I missed a room on the last floor, so I'm gonna have to look back down over to there. I like how the black and white here is kind of pretty cool looking. Black walls, white ceiling. I like that. I like that. Oh, and this is our main first-person bridge then. So the cockpit there, the glass that we've seen from the outside, some heads-up display items there, or LCD displays. We got O2 medical bay, armed guard, and quick escape access out here on the sides. Nice. That's very convenient. Again, I know I mentioned that before. It's just helpful, you know, if you're primarily going to be flying your ship here, getting in and out of your bridge is quickly is helpful, and having a nice quick way out right near the bridge like that is definitely a good idea. Back here we've got a blast door. I think there's one floor above the area I didn't look at. Oh, and this gets us out to the back landing pad. Nice. Yeah, this is a really cool ship. I definitely dig this here. Looks like it would be quite formidable in battle as well. Here, I'm gonna here, we'll turn on the flashlight here. This area here is a little darkish. Just in that section there. Okay, so I need to go back down here. I think through here. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit lost. I think I think, okay, I was in this hallway. Engineering, I don't think I've been in this area either. So big oxygen storage area there, and this gets you around all the way to some more thruster access. Nice. Overlooking the hangar. Oh yeah. Interesting there. And then this door here, our main core. And then looks like I don't know, intelligence or you know, radar control or whatever area this would be here. Again, kind of like with taking a look at the hangar. And you can see the shield way back there too. Yeah, really cool ship. It's possible I missed something in here. It is quite large, but I'm trying to cover it all. But I think I got most of the interior of the ship here. So let's let me go back to daylight here a minute, and let's go take a look at some specs here. So. About a 32-hour build time on this one. Size class 11, so it's a bigger ship. A huge amount of weaponry on here. Both, you know, again intended for combat. A lot of hard-hitting fixed weapons, as well as a lot of you know, hard-hitting turrets too. So just a lot of firepower going on there. So our thrust, we got 44 lift, 22 strafing, 29 forward. No, that's roll. I'm sorry, 33 forward, 25 reverse, 33 down. A lot of fuel tanks, 20 fuel tanks on here. And obviously we got a shield and warp core and all that fun stuff. CPU wise, oh, was this one for vanilla? For some reason I thought it was, it doesn't say. So in vanilla this would be cool. In Reforged Eden, yeah, it looks like it's got the 4 advanced CPU core blocks for vanilla. And I'm showing this in Reforged Eden. So I'm sorry, for some reason I thought this one was a Reforged Eden ship. You could add, you know, if you put in all the Reforged Eden blocks, you could definitely jump the CPU up, but it probably would need some auxiliary or quantum cores in Reforged Eden on this one here. And I apologize. I did, for some reason, I thought this was a Reforged ship, at least stock. But I think it's a really, really cool ship. I definitely love the design on it and the overall looks. Let's take a look at storage here as well. Harfang, there we are. So we've got, looks like a container controller at 320, harvest controller 320, couple 320 ammo controllers, it looks like. And so about 4 320s, and then we've got a bunch of cargo boxes and other types of stuff. So it's not really like focused on production or farming or cargo storage. It is definitely a combat oriented ship with, you know, again, utility. So it does have a farm, it does have some ways to build stuff and all that stuff. It's just not, it's not its focus. Its focus is to take out the bad guys and bring stuff along with you. So yeah, definitely very, very cool ship. So the last one here, this is what I found this week on new releases, and unfortunately I think it's a really cool looking ship, and this is the HM1 Toucan by Primus. The problem is this one had no description whatsoever on the or other pictures on the post. So I didn't know, you know, anything about it. I don't know if it's for Reforged Eden or vanilla, or how much it's going to cost, or what its specific role or function should be. To me, it does look like more of a combat-oriented SV. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool. I like the shaping. I like the side entry doors. I like the way all this was laid out. The front nose is really interesting too. The way the glass is like cut out and with the different colors. Nice texture work on here too. Just thought this was really neat looking. You know, I seen the just like a picture or something about like this angle there, and I was like, yeah, that's a good looking ship. Wish I knew some information on it. Even at that, you know, it's in new releases. It's got, I think it had like 10 subs to it. And I'm just thinking, like, this one could have been on the front page. From what I can tell from the haul of it, if it had like all its information, you know, like if you had some more pictures, some specs, you know, details, a little description on it, I think would have really brought this forward a lot. So I think it's a nice looking design for sure for an SV. Just one of those things that I noticed. I know I made mention on last week's video about something like that too, where it's like, yeah, I wanted to look at something, but it didn't have anything. And this time I decided to look at it anyway. I normally don't. I normally would just skip it because it doesn't have any information. But I just thought this looked really neat. I didn't want to skip it. So yeah, cool looking SV there. Pretty a lot of weaponry on here as well. We got some rail guns, 4 rail guns, a couple laser cannons, some Gatling guns, some of our laser turrets over here, some minigun turrets, some what are these guys here? Yeah, I don't even know what these are, but it's got them. Beam turrets, yes. Okay, so I would say this has definitely got to be a Reforged Eden creation, because you wouldn't see that type of turret in vanilla, I don't believe. So let's get in this thing. Nice doors are on sensors and everything like that. We do the lighting cue. We got lights on the sensors. Yeah, oh, look at this. This is really nice inside here. I like this layout. Looks like we're running some of our shell, like capacitors or whatnot here too. Some of the brand new parts going on here. Quite a few of them. So we got a trauma station, constructor built in here, O2, cargo boxes, detector, a couple fridges over there. This new food processor for SVs. And we got a controller here in the middle for not much in that controller, 125. Yeah, nice looking ceiling going on here too. A couple passenger seats. Actually, 4 passenger seats. I like this embedded this stuff going on here too. So we got an ammo control over here at 375. Another one at 375. This was a regular controller. Nice. Here, let me turn on light here. And then we got a, looks like a shield. Just try to figure out if this was standard or heavy. I don't know. I think that's a, man, I don't know. Hell, oh, I'm going to wreck the ship here real quick. Standard, okay. Just wanted to see that here. I can't undo if I use a multi-tool fork, can I? Bad me. Sorry about that. I just call it an air lake. No, really cool looking SV though. I definitely like this. So I hope the author does some more or gets some information on the Steam Workshop post. Maybe some more screenshots and stuff like that, because this is pretty cool. Definitely pretty cool. And we got, yeah, RCS in there too. Let's take a look at what this is for. Again, I didn't know if this is for vanilla or Reforged Eden. I gotta assume it's for Reforged Eden because of the parts that aren't allowed in vanilla, such as those capacitors and things like that. But it's not touching the CPU correctly here. It doesn't look like it. It would need, you could get it to 60,000 without the use of quantum or auxiliary cores, I believe, for a SV. If I'm correct on that, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought it was 60, and I could be mistaken. But it doesn't have the right CPU blocks in here to really do that. It looks like it just has a basic, which it would need 2 improved and 5 advanced CPU cores in here to bring those numbers up. Yeah, and yeah, because of like this kind of stuff too, it would have to be Reforged Eden and cannot be a vanilla build because of those parts. It would be illegal in vanilla. But it's a really cool ship. Add some CPU to this and get those numbers tweaked out. And I think it could, yeah, it's really cool. Very pretty. Nice hull shape. I like the way you access the interior of it and stuff like that. So just the stance and how it sits on the ground, I think it's just for some reason to me it just looks really nice. Nice hull build. And well, anyway, that was the MX1 Turkin SV, and this is by Primus. So last thing I want to do on the video here is just show you where I'm at with that miner I showed the other day, the tunnel boring one. I took a lot of people's advice and I made some changes on it. Now, you're noticing that this version has the guns back here on the on 3 sides of it, and it works with it. So I was complaining that I couldn't put anything on the sides of these and it would screw up. Maybe it was just a combination of more than one thing at the time, because I had some more blocks in this general area at that point in time as well. But I decided on a whim just to go back and throw on turrets on the 2 sides and the top, and then I went to do like a nice straight mining hole, and it worked fine. So I could keep the turrets. So that was one change. To make it land, what I did is I used these little couple of these guys over here and kind of mounted them in this section here so it doesn't like take up any more side space or down space. So I thought that was a kind of a neat alternative for landing gear. And well, the biggie that was suggested in comments too was to it doesn't need a warp drive. So I removed the warp drive. I recessed another turret here. And then I built an interior for it because the warp drive wasn't there. I could actually pull off the interior and I had enough height room. Now, I'm not fully done with this. It's very cramped inside of here. It's not that big of a miner, but I'm trying to lay out everything as best I can. Now, a couple other things too, and this is the first time I started using some of these new Reforged Eden parts on something. This actually does have 6 shield capacitors in it. So I've got a couple here. There's a couple, I can't show them all. It's too tight though. So I got a couple shield capacitors down under here and a couple more out in the side back area. And I had to make this like a two block wide hallway so I could fit all these parts and the CPU cores and all that fun stuff. So we got an O2 station in here. I put in a constructor because I had the CPU for it. And it looks like I'm missing the texture there. Yeah, I'm not quite done with the interior. I haven't done the LCDs, tweaked out the lights, or done like some little finishing touches yet. So I will do that before it's released. Fridge, some O2. It's got a harvest controller. I did reduce the harvest storage on this one because it's a heavier creation with about the same thrust power as the Merc HGM, which had 32K storage on it. But this is a hardened steel hull. It's a little bit bigger. It weighs more. So I reduced the storage on it by 10K from where the other one was. So it puts it at 22K. But one difference on this one, where the Merc HGM, it's basically a flying cargo extension. Where this one's different. This one has a hardened steel outer hull, and the cargo extensions are mounted inside of that. So you don't have cargo extensions on the outside. And it does have a heavy shield as well. This is where I was kind of coming up with some of these shield numbers and things like that. I was looking at like the hit point capacity on this heavy shield is 1500. Each one, I added 6 capacitors. So I didn't put in any chargers. The idea of this one here is I wanted it to have a big, tough, strong shield so it could get in position and do its boring in enemy territory. Take a few hits, on the shield while it's doing that. But then you get underground and then you're pretty safe, So I wanted to have the shield beefy so it could take those initial hits, but I wasn't really all that concerned about how fast it charged because it's not like a hit and runner. It's not like it's going to come, attack a POI, back off with the shield charge, come back in. No, this is like, it has to take its full blow of hits, dive underground and escape damage, and then do its drilling. So with the shield here at 1500, and then it's got 6 these capacitors that each do 500. That should bring it up to a 4500, I believe. How that plays out in game, I could not say exactly. I guess I don't know how badly these will get damaged, by what shooting it and where you're at, and there's a lot of things that can fluctuate there, but that's where I'm at with this. So it's nearly done, and this will be my next release creation. Probably early next week is probably when I'll release this, because I just released that other Scarab TCM just a couple days ago. So I usually try to spread them out by about a week. So probably about 4 or 5 days from now, I'll get this one out, and then I'll have time to finish it up, tweak it out, get the LCDs in there, and get lights on sensors and all that fun stuff, which I haven't done yet. I did another round of testing with it too, with the turrets on here and stuff like that. CPU wise, it's not bad. It's got extra CPU. I'm not sure if I can pull out, say, an advanced CPU core out of here. I think I'm a little bit over. I don't have to be. I did add the constructor that sucks up some CPU. It doesn't necessarily need a constructor. I just had CPU available and it's driving me nuts, so I want to use it. So why not have a little bit more function in the ship from it? It is possible too, because this works. I will re-experiment with putting over some kind of like casing or thin blocks over these thrusters to see if that causes me any issues. If I can pull off these thrusters here, or I'm sorry, turrets here, then maybe I can pull them off there. Maybe it's just has to do with the location. These, if you notice, the center of these turrets are exactly centered to the drills, right on that side. So they're about as close as they can be on these directions here. It actually does have another turret position on the bottom. The problem is my new landing gear don't accommodate for that. And I'm not sure if I want to keep that turret there because then I don't have to rip these landing gear off, put on the landing gear that make it stick up another block off the ground. And I wasn't so sure I wanted to do that. But one last principle here, whether this works or not, you know, is say there's a nice mining node close to enemy base that can shoot you and hurts and everything like that. You can either you can come in from a distance underground and hit that node, or you could say fly directly at it and then just bore yourself underground as quickly as you can. Once you're in a boring tunnel, if anything decides to pursue you through that tunnel, you do have the rear turret here, and this one actually can shoot above that, and these can actually shoot across the edges. You know, and if I added thin blocks here, that might screw up these turrets from being able to fire backwards. So I got to watch that too. Anyway, that's pretty much all I've got for today. I wanted to show this actually yesterday, and I started recording a video for it. I started uploading it. My internet went out, and it broke it, and then it was going to take another like 2 hours to do it. And then I was like, nah, I'll just do it on today's video instead. So I didn't actually put out a separate video yesterday for that. I just wanted to show you where I was at on that. And that is all I've got for today. And you guys have yourself a great weekend. Again, some really awesome builds. Love a bunch of them. Yeah, a lot of creativity going on here. Some unique looks. Some really cool looking hull designs. Some functional builds of miners and just a lot of creativity and work and attention and everything goes into these things. And they're just lovely creations, with a game that you can just make like anything with, which is wonderful. Anyway, you all have yourself a great weekend. I will talk to you later.